Here is a turn of the century Viente ceiling fan from 2014, 2015, I believe. Probably from 2015. This was installed in July of 2015. This unfortunately replaced a much cooler ceiling fan, a Code-Up Stratosphere from the mid-80s to be exact. And ever since then, I'm looking for that fan, and I did find a Code-Up on Marketplace, and excited to receive it, but I'm not going to be able to receive it in another week. It's not a Stratosphere, but it is a downright comparable to that. So I'm excited to be having that. It's not going to go in here because this is my parents' living room, and they mainly use it. I work all the time, so I very rarely ever use this. So this fan is 10 years old now. As of the recording of the video, it's 2025 right now. And this is fully remote control operated. The remote has yellowed a little bit from age, but it is still working 10 years later, so it can't be a total piece of garbage. This is actually a pretty nice looking fan. This fan still uses the wood blades. This has the iron finish. It's not quite as bad as the silver color in my opinion. It's not my favorite finish, but it's better than brushed nickel in my opinion. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Here's the light. I'm using 4 100-watt incandescent bulbs. That is, I don't think these are the original bulbs, but this is from 2015, so this was before LED was really popular. And here's low. This fan has always made that clicking sound when you press a button. And it's been like that from the factory, so I don't think that's an issue. Some of you older fans than me may have remembered this fan. This was one of I made a video of this ceiling fan before. It had a fair number of views on it, and I think it was actually one of my very first videos that I've made to post on YouTube here. That was back when my YouTube channel name was called Fans Health and Nutrition. This fan was actually in my profile picture because at the time, this was my favorite fan. There's other fans that I like more now that I've gotten more into vintage fans and all that. But I actually do like this fan a lot. This is very nostalgic to me in a way. I remember the day that my dad put it up. I still would have preferred to have the Code-Up in here from the 80s. But this is not too bad for something newer. The airflow is actually pretty good on this thing. As with most fans made today, they hardly move any air, but there is a noticeable draft out of this thing. Here's medium. And the blade pitch on these blades, I think, are an 11 or a 12 degree, but despite the low blade pitch, this is still a pretty good performing fan. The fact that this is flush mounted, this would have came with the down rod when it was new. I still have a couple of pictures of myself as I was helping my dad take the fan down. I didn't keep the fan because I wasn't collecting fans at the time, but I did see my dad take it down, and that's when I was really starting to get into fans and looking at different models and all that. And here's high. This thing is, I would say, exceptional for something made today. I have fans that perform better than this, but in 2015 standards, I would say this is pretty good. This certainly looks a lot better than a lot of fans made today. Blade clock is a bit off, but it's only minor, and these irons are pretty tough, so it's likely not worth fixing it. Plus, if the clock on the blades being off is tolerable, leaving it alone is the best option because, you know, I mean, even though this motor is probably going to run for another 10 years, certain parts like the iron snap and all that, that's not good. As a matter of fact, that some of the laminate is starting to come off of one of the blades, unfortunately. And off. And no, I'm not going to show the spin down time. I have other things to do today. I have work in 15 minutes. So, yeah, this is the blade that has some of the laminate coming off. I think that was one of the many times that my dad was carrying up stuff and he accidentally got one of the blades, but it's not too bad. These blades are also pretty thin too, so this likely wasn't the best quality fan ever made. Hunter Original is probably better, but certainly a lot better than stuff made today. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video, and you have a good day. Bye.